Hello, my name is Juicy Data. This is a little experiment that I've been one and a half or a couple of days now. It's just me going on about my life, past experiences I've had, and just want to share it with others. I've talked to people before about my experiences, and they shared their own experiences. And I just wanted to meet more people who have kind of the same trouble as I did, while just playing games. Most likely, I'll be playing Minecraft most of the times. But no, yeah, this video, like I said, this video is a test. I don't know if this video will ever come out, but if you do see this video, it did come out. Okay, the first thing I want to share is isolation. Ever since I was born, I was in my own little bubble. I tried, I tried being more active when I was a kid. I always tried going out, meeting new people, talking to friends, or I guess classmates, if you could say. Just try to be more active, socially active. That's what I thought one's supposed to do, just meet people. But then I just kept not getting the same response. I keep being nice to people. I kept always helping people. My parents taught me to always help people no matter what. Well, of course, not no matter what, but like you get the idea. Like, be kind, never be rude, because you don't know if they're having a bad day. You're not looking at a bigger picture. Like you might go up to somebody and talk smack, and probably you didn't mean it, but at the end of the day, you did. I just feel my parents taught me a lot throughout these years. At first, I want to say thank you to my parents, of course, for shaping the way I turned out to be. I could have been anything worse than what I am right now. I could have been on the streets selling drugs, putting my life in danger 24/7, being a runt, always causing trouble, but I didn't, thanks to them. I want to say also I apologize to my parents. I made some mistakes through my whole life, which is fine. Nobody's perfect in this world, but I feel like I let them down the most. I had a lot of expectations for me, and I still let them down. Like I didn't mean to, of course. I always try my best at school and anything, but through this past experiences I had, I feel like I let them down really bad. Back to the topic. I apologize. Isolation, once again. Since elementary, like I said, I've been trying to make friends, talk to people, just make small combo conversations, just meeting anybody at this point. But it just felt like everybody was pushing me away. I just felt like I was all alone by myself most of the times. I just felt like nobody really liked me. But of course, I was still being nice. That's what I was taught. Never be mean, never punch anybody unless provoked. Of course, don't start the fights. You could defend yourself, that's fine, but never go towards the weak. Never go towards anybody in general. Never harm a human being. That is not the way we're supposed to be living. And I still take it to heart. I still help anybody I can. But I just feel like I don't get the same energy towards me. I try doing the best I can to make new friends, make people like me. But I just feel like it never it never really worked out. I do have friends. At the moment I do have friends. They're very nice people. I really like them. I wish the best for them. But at one point in my life I feel like I let them down. I let everybody down, which is a future topic. I always felt like nobody liked me in elementary as a kid. Probably because I was being too pushy. Probably because I was being too selfish, maybe. Or it just wasn't funny or interesting at all. And people kind of just pushed me away. From time to time, they did talk to me. And I felt included. I felt happy. I felt like maybe I can really try. If I try hard enough, maybe I could make more friends and more people to help and more people who can help me also if I ever need help. But it just never really worked out. And isolation just means, well, at least in my point of view, it may not be the real meaning of isolation, but it's just you or everybody in a way pushing you away and being by yourself. That's at least that's the way I see it when I hear the word isolation. I think of my past lives, of my past, of my past life, and then I just reflect, and I was thinking, man, I could have done something different. I could have maybe not talked to him or her the way I did in here, and maybe we could have had like a very good relationship in the future. I feel like I always make the worst decision, and it led me to where I was at the time. Which was I was being by myself. I like being accompanied by others. Um I like being with a group of people. I don't like being by myself, of course, but I guess that wasn't me to decide. It was also the other um the other students or friends, classmates to decide should we also accept him? Should I talk to him? Should I not talk to him? Should I just completely forget him? Or should I make fun of him? I feel like it always led to fun, me being made fun out of. Of course, it doesn't feel nice. I just try to just bring my best attitude I can to bring everybody as happy as I can, and then for them to accept me and then go forward. Of course, but of course, I'm right here. Other choices all the choices in my life have led me to this point in my life. I'm proud of some of the things I've done. I'm not proud of some of the things I've done, of course. But I could say isolation could be one of the worst things I ever felt. Just being pushed away, not given a chance to talk to, or give me like a second chance or anything. I just thought it was really mean for them to treat me this way. I never hated them. Most likely, most likely they had their reasons why they didn't want me to not want me, right? But like to not continue talking to me. They most likely have their reasons, and I'm not gonna get mad at them because of that. I probably do the same thing if I hear myself, if I heard myself and I found out that, oh man, I'm really annoying, or man, what can I just shut up? Maybe, or talk better to them, or I don't know anything. Probably if I hurt myself, I'll probably like make the same decision as they made. Just in a way, push me away and talk to me until I realize that, man, they don't want to talk to me. Go away. I don't want to make him feel bad about me or just get mad about me. The last thing I want is for someone to hate me. Of course, I don't hate anybody. I dislike people, of course, but I will never really hate somebody. Like people said, hate is a strong word. Dislike, you could dislike anybody you want. Like, oh man, I don't like this guy. Oh man, yada yada yada. But hating, I feel it comes from a deep within one's soul, one's body, and you do anything you can to make him or her not succeed. And I never really thought, I never really understood that part. Like, oh, like, what are you? Why don't you want somebody to succeed that badly? Just let them be. Regardless, regardless, I apologize if sometimes I talk and some words don't sound like English words. My I still feel like I have a thick accent. That's also one of the problems I had through life because of my accent. People make fun of it, which also led to isolation. But I'll talk about it in a bit. But first, back to elementary school. Or me as a kid, as like 10, 5 years old. I was watching a lot of cartoons back then. Like every kid does, like watch cartoons. Either I was watching Adventure Time, regular show, Billy and Mandy, Max Steel. Um, just someone I can think top of my head. I watch a lot of cartoons, but I maybe can't remember them right now. And something that I noticed on every single show, or at least most of the shows, um, the main characters have a lot of friends. For example, Adventure Time. Finn and Jake, they're the heroes, of course. Everybody likes them. And because of that, he's always surrounded by positivity, by always good people. He's never. Well, sometimes he can make mistakes. Sometimes he can make bad decisions that lead his friends to, for a time, not like him. But they always come back strong, come back together, and make the friendship better. Regular show, same thing. Mordecai and Rigby have a lot of friends. Either if it's in the job or outside of the job, of course, they also get in trouble. They make mistakes, of course, but at the end of the day, they make a lot of friends. And like in the one episode where it was good versus bad, in a way, it was the good people versus the bad people. All the people they fought, all the people who helped them. It was a big clash, and you can see there how many people really sided with Mordecai and Rigby. Same thing, like I have a lot of friends, I have a lot of connections, etc., etc. And I always thought to myself, man, I really want a lot of friends. I want to have a lot of friends so I could talk to. Of course, I'm gonna treat everybody equal. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. What's the word? Focus on one friend more than the other and just forget about the other friends. No, of course that's kind of really selfish. After I ask, I want a lot of friends. I want to meet a lot of people. I want to be surrounded by people, and then just not pay attention to none of them and just one or two. That would be kind of really selfish of me if I ever did that, but I didn't, of course. And like I was saying, I was trying really, really hard. I remember back then I was trying really hard to make friends. But like I said, everybody kept pushing me away. Everybody kept not wanting to talk to me. Everybody kept making fun of me, which made me really sad. But at the same time, I I couldn't understand why. I couldn't hear myself speak. I couldn't. Maybe it was different tone of voice. Maybe it was the way I was talking to them. Maybe because they didn't. I didn't have anything that they interest them or liked. I don't know. It was a really, at least for me, it was a really bad experience. And then the story continues to me going to middle school. Also, I wanted to add this. I started studying in Mexico, but since I was born in the United States, I'm an American. I just have double nationality, which is good. It helps me. There's a lot of benefits. I could get the best of both sides of the world in a way, which is really nice. But that also gave me the opportunity to expand my knowledge, my curiosity. That also helped me open more doors, navigate through more frontiers. My parents one day asked me, "Do you want to study in in the United States? Do you want to go there and study?" At first, I didn't know anything about double nationality, nothing about that I was American, nothing like that. I didn't even know. And they were explaining to me, they're like, "Oh, like like this and this and that." So I was like, I thought back to how I was making friends. I used to make friends, right? but I never really feel like there was like a strong connection. I always thought they never really liked me. They just talked to me because out of pity, because it felt like they didn't try hard enough to talk to me and stuff. Which I'm not saying I'm not. I don't want to be mean or anything. But like, if you don't, of course, I'm not pushing anybody to do something. If they don't want to talk to me, they don't want to. They don't have to talk to me. Which I feel like they did, right? And I had a lot of problems as a kid mentally, where I was always trying to be happy. I was always trying to. I apologize for the long pause. I was trying to be happy, be friendly, meet more people, like I said, but it just never really worked out. And I also had problems every time I noticed somebody didn't want to talk to me. Like a big sword kept appearing and kept like stabbing me little by little, just in a way to self hatred in a way. In a way to think about myself. What are you doing here? Why are you even still alive? What do you think you can do with your life? You can't do anything. You can barely talk to people, etc., etc. Just self hatred, which I also want to talk about. Um, Back to what I was saying. I always had this in the back of my mind where nobody really likes me. I like people. Anything they do seemed very interesting to me. It seemed fascinating. Oh, they're better. They're really good at the game. I like that. Oh, you're like really good football, soccer, tennis. Have like a lot of skills. I like that. That's amazing. Oh, you like to draw. Tell me about it. I was went out of my way back then to put people first and then me. But then slowly started to realize nobody really wants to act the way I'm acting towards them. Which it hurts. It does hurt. And it was slowly eating me alive. When I was a kid, I always had this thought, like bad thoughts towards me. Like I said back then, self hatred, just thinking the worst of me or towards me. Saying like, oh man, like you're never gonna meet anybody. You're never gonna really make a true friendship. You're never gonna really be able to to do anything in life. And I was just in my little bubble, just not wanting. At one point, I just didn't want to talk to anybody. In a way, I was like in the little emo phase, if you sort of speak, if you want to say. I didn't like it. I wasn't suicidal at the time, Well, in that time, I wasn't suicidal. Um, thank God I didn't know that was a thing back then. Well, of course, I knew, right? But like, I wasn't with the, still has, didn't have like the, I guess, mind capacity in a way to fully grasp that. But yeah, I was beating myself up, saying, "Man, you're not." I was talking bad about myself in the corner of my bed, my room, hurtle in a little ball, and just crying, thinking myself, think, thinking negativity towards me, which is really bad to do at a young age. But that's the only thing I was able to think of. I couldn't think of anything else. The way I bounced back up from that mentality, from those strong words I had towards myself was, it may seem really stupid, but somehow it just worked on me. Just push through it. One day you're gonna have all you want. One day you're gonna be able to meet more people that you could ever count off. You're gonna meet a lot of people, right? I'm just motivating myself, of course, beating myself down and motivating myself up back to my feet. And till this day, I still do that. Sometimes when something bad happens towards me, I always think, man, here you go again. You did it again. You messed it up. But I gave it more thought. I gave it a little bit more thought, and I bounced right back up. Of course, I wouldn't want this on anybody. I wouldn't want anybody to experience that, being so isolated from everybody, being pushed away from everybody, that it leads to hurting yourself mentally. As you can imagine, it's not a nice thing to do. It's not a cool thing to do. And I just kept trying. At one point during the summer, all I did was just go to my room and cry. Play video games was like an escape for me. Of course, to majority of people also in the world, mostly guys, gaming is like, it was like an escape from reality, from life, from all the problems, from all the burden you have accumulated, and just relax in your own world with no, with really no rules, with no one to judge you, nowhere, no one to beat you down. I do apologize also if I'm making weird noises come out of my mic. The reason is because I'm eating, right? And back to just to say it one more time. The way I'm explaining isolation might not be the well. I feel it is not the definitive answer to isolation. It's just the way I experience it and the word that comes closest to what I felt back then in a way, just putting in my own words. But yeah, at one point during the summer, I was just crying. I didn't want to talk to my parents about it because I felt like they were already going through so much. I don't want to make them feel more bad. I don't want to make them, like I said, a burden to them. I don't want to make them feel like add something to their list of like worriness. My family wasn't rich. We were like, I feel like medium class. We survived because of my dad's financial decisions, the way he thought, which also I also got from him. The way to save money for anything, if and when something bad happens, you don't, you could waste the money on whatever bad happens, right? And you still be fine. Of course, every paycheck you waste it on something, you're never gonna have anything. You just gotta save up money. The way I think about like at least money wise, I'm gonna go a little off track. Like I've been doing the whole video, and I do apologize for that. If you want to hear like just isolation, I apologize. Let me know if it's good to go off track for me to go off track or just stay with the point. Any comments? Any help? I'm still new, I'm new to this. Of course, I don't have tens or millions of subscribers. I've done videos in the past. I have another YouTube channel, but it just never really grew up. It's just clips of me with my friends that have at this moment, which is they're I like them. They're the ones who help me stay afloat these days. The way I think of financial, like the way to increase my, in a way, be good with my money is I have this little saying. I think somebody, I forgot who put it into my head and appreciate it. But as if you can, if you can afford it twice, or if you can't afford it twice, don't buy it. And if you want to beat yourself a little more, if you can buy it 3 times, 4 times, etc., then buy it. For example, I only have $1,200. I want to buy a PC. Can I buy it again? No, not every 2,000. Of course, I only have 1,200. I really want a PC. I really want a computer. I really want this, and that. Shoes. You just gonna have to wait a little bit and with just gonna have to wait a little bit and yeah, just wait. It's not gonna go anywhere. Computers are not going anywhere. In fact, they're gonna still be here. They're gonna become better. So by the time if you do spend the money on those shoes, on that computer, on that makeup, time is moving fast. By the time you buy it and you realize you don't have any more money, a new better product is gonna come out. It's gonna make you think, man, I should have waited a little bit, and I should have bought this one instead. Now I'm stuck with this, and almost no money, struggling a little bit with etc. Right? I feel like there's a good point of view or really good rule of thumb. If you can buy it twice or three times, like depending on how you want to see it, don't buy it. Right? And like I said, I apologize for going off tour on the main topic. Back to isolation in elementary. And I swear to God, I'm almost over. I don't want to drag this video much longer and make you guys like super bored out of your mind. I always, like I said, I always struggled with isolation. I always felt like everybody was pushing me away. I tried my hardest to socialize, to help people, to make everybody happy so they can accept me. And in some instances, it helped, but most of the instances, I apologize, it didn't, and it just grew bigger sword in my head, in my hand, and just stabbing myself in a way, just making it seem I'm the one responsible for all of this that happened. I have failed everybody. No, yeah, I just want to treat treat. Oh my god, I just want to treat these YouTube videos as just like a little escapee, like a little journal in a way, or a little notebook, media notebook, if you want to say, of just me talking about my problems, my experiences, the way I grew wiser in a way. Also in a way to connect with more people around the website, around the world, who may find these videos and may also go through similar things that went in life. Everybody's welcome. I'm not here to judge. You can judge me, that's fine. But I'm not really that negative type of person. I always like talking to people and stuff. But yeah, just to make everything short, making everything fast. Isolation, people push you away. The whole world pushes you away in a way where you can't socialize with others, and they push you into your own little bubble, and you can really escape from it, and you always beat yourself down. And stay stuck there for a really long time, short amount of time, until you find somebody that can have interest in you. It could be their guy or a girl, right? But as long as you have that one somebody, everything should be fine. I didn't. I don't want to waste people's times watching my videos and thinking, when is this guy gonna shut up? Like, when is this guy actually gonna get to the point? When is this guy gonna like, like I'm just gonna skip the video through just to hear. But I just take this as a journal, like I said, like it's my little journey, my little experience, of little wisdom I might want to share with my past life, my diary, if you want to say, to the public. my diary available to the public, whom I also connect, like I said. Yeah, just to end it all, or at least to my apologies, at least to end this video. I just wanted to say the real meaning of isolation, and it is this the state of being separate, set apart, or cut off from others. Either you did it by yourself, or either people did it towards you. Either they beat you down and you don't trust anybody, you just want to be in your own bubble, or just don't like sharing stuff with others, which it was me. It was me at one point. Like I said, I didn't want to be a burden to my parents when I was crying that one summer back to back crying. I just most of the time I dealt everything by myself. And of course, if I needed help, I will ask my parents, like, how do you do this, right? But like most of the stuff mentally, I'll deal it by myself, and I just learned to be quiet and not waste other people's times. I hope I'm not wasting anybody's time in this video. And if you want me to make the video shorter or longer, just let me know. I don't mind talking. I don't mind talking my mind off. But the choice is if you want to listen to me. The choice is if you actually want to listen to me, actually want to give your time of the day to listen to me, just yap and rant about the first thing that comes out of my head, with my experiences, of course. And like I said, Minecraft is not the only thing I'm gonna be playing. It might be mainly the one thing I'm gonna be playing, but it won't be the only thing. Else, I'm not gonna be alone in these videos. Some of them I will, some of them I won't. But of course, I'm gonna be doing the talking here. Not to be rude or anything. But no, yeah, one way. Since I'm a and my videos are gonna consist of me talking about my experiences on different topics, the way I handle them, the way I survive with them, what I learn from them, and it's also gonna be like and then at the end it's gonna be the real meaning of those words, those topics. And the way I better myself, the way I pushed on with myself, and the way I did push with isolation and defeated it. It's just by talking. It may seem super stupid. I get it, like, oh, I don't want to talk. Oh, people are pushing me away. Oh, I don't feel like sharing anything. I don't feel like a really connection with people. Which I understand. I completely understand. Everybody their own, each their own. But like I'm saying, one thing that helped me is talk. I feel like I'm not also. I also had to point this out. I'm not a great of. I'm not a great motivator. I may not be the greatest motivator at all. Maybe the worst one. But I could tell you, if if I survived, so could you. If I accomplish, if I was able to push myself to the limits, so can you. And just remember, in this world, you're not alone. We're human beings. Of course, we have our ups and downs. But as humans, not everybody's gonna be following the same rules. But at least my rule for being a human is help each other out. You see someone down, pick them up, give them your hand, offer your hand. A homeless man asking for money. Of course, you're not gonna give him like a lot of money, right? But like anything is better than nothing. And with that, you making a step towards stop being isolated, to stop feeling lonely, to stop being scared, afraid, or feel hatred towards everybody. Any step is better than no steps. What I'm trying to say is, as long as you're feeling like you're making progress, as long as you're feeling the you yourself that always doubt you, or that always doubt yourself, that always doesn't want to do things, that always feels lazier, or struggle with life, as long as you try to improve, as long as you take one step in the right direction to get out of those habits, you're already winning. Of course, for every step you might take two steps backwards, because that's the game of life. Nobody's gonna be perfect. Nobody's gonna be easy. Nothing's gonna be easy in life. It just depends how strong, how much determination you have to succeed and improve other people's lives. I still have problems of my own. I wish they weren't there, but I had to deal with them and I had to go through them. Going around them is not gonna do anything towards you at the end of life. In the future, they might come back to haunt you. But like I said, as long as you make one step and you feel like it was a good step, you'll be fine.